We have reached a point where an AI engineering workbench, powered by continuous agents like Cursor, Hermes, and PAL, simply never stops. It writes, refactors, and deploys code around the clock, but the human operator still requires rest. In a hyper-optimized environment, an unstructured break is dangerous. A quick pause to look at a phone easily sprawls into an hour of fragmented attention, disrupting the rhythm of the automated workflow. The solution is a capsule system. Instead of open-ended web browsing, the human receives a highly constrained, carefully curated burst of classic gameplay, strictly enforced by the AI architecture itself. The targets for this system are highly specific slices of nostalgia, a single life in Contra, or exactly one race in Mario Kart 64. To make this work, the modern AI has to reach back decades. It must bridge the gap between 2026 deployment pipelines and the legacy hardware environments that originally ran these titles. This is a deterministic containment system, a software wrapper designed to isolate nostalgic software within a controlled environment, protecting the user's focus from open-ended distraction. Constructing this containment safely requires forcing 3 distinct AI systems to stay within their defined lanes. Cursor serves as the implementation engine. It holds the authority to write the actual code for the launcher, run tests, and execute commands directly on the local Windows machine. Hermes is the distributed coordinator. It delegates tasks, routes commands across the network of machines, and triggers the capsule when a work break is earned. PAL is the deterministic factual authority. It functions as the immutable ledger, remembering what work was finished, what state the system is in, and maintaining workflow continuity across all agents. Before any building can begin, the infrastructure must prove its stability. Hermes has to verify that the entire fleet is running identical code versions, generating exact JSON update receipts from every node as proof. Enforcing these boundaries limits the operational scope of each agent. By isolating implementation to Cursor and state tracking to PAL, the system creates overlapping checks intended to keep gameplay-related code separate from the primary engineering directories. Once the network is stable, Cursor is allowed to look at the local computer. It is dispatched on a strict read-only reconnaissance mission. Its objective is narrow: map the local directory to find any pre-existing emulator paths like DOSBox or RetroArch, and identify if Windows already detects a connected game controller. The command set is restricted to read-only operations. Cursor cannot scan system credentials, download ROMs, move files, or modify configurations during this phase. The expected output is a minimal, factual evidence table. It must simply report back what software and hardware assets already exist on the hard drive. Bounding an autonomous agent with severe read-only limits prevents the AI from attempting to modify files or configurations during the initial discovery phase. With the environment safely mapped, the system executes the vertical slice, building the smallest possible functioning prototype. Instead of designing a universal launcher for a massive library, Cursor builds exactly one shortcut, a single click that drops the user into one curated safe state of Contra. The architecture accounts for 2 distinct paths. An arcade capsule loops back to a static start for games like Contra and Mario Kart. A journey capsule steps forward for sustained progression, letting Metroid and Space Quest resume previous breaks. The trigger sequence relies on mechanical precision. When a task completes, PAL grants a time-limited token. Hermes routes the specific identifier to the local Windows machine, which then launches the correct emulator. After 5 to 10 minutes, the session terminates. The system forces a clean exit, restoring the coding window, and reports the completed rest cycle back to the PAL ledger. By trapping these legacy games inside rigid AI boundaries, the system transforms an unstructured distraction into a controlled mechanism for rest.